around this white brown land, seen a thing or two.
Hello again and welcome. Today we are going to be covering how to find grid references on a map. Remember, navigation is the aim of the game in terms of bush survival, except it's not a game, it's deadly serious. Now, I'm firstly going to be running over how to find a 4-digit grid reference. Remember from our previous sessions that we have orientated our map and we have identified our eastings and our northings. Remember, a lot of people get confused when talking about northings and eastings. We're not looking at which directions the grid lines run, we're looking at which directions our numbers run. Meaning that if I want to find how far east I am, or my eastings, I look at the numbers down below. If I want to find how far north I am, I look at the numbers running up. Now, I'm going to give us a 4-digit grid reference. 1, 2, 3, 4. How I would find that is I would look at my map and I would look at my eastings first and I would run until I found 1, 2 or 12. I would then move up the northings and find 3, 4. So the intersection between 1, 2 and 3 and 4, that grid square there is where my 4-digit grid reference refers to. An easy way to remember which number you're supposed to look at first is you always run before you jump. Meaning you always run across the numbers at the bottom of the map before you jump up to the numbers or your northings up the side of the map. Now class, I'm going to get you to go and find that grid reference by yourselves.
You rip a job. Put it there.
Well done class, you now know how to find a 4-digit grid reference. One important thing to note though is that a 4-digit grid reference is quite inaccurate, only finding a location within a kilometre squared of the grid reference. To combat this, we might now go towards a 6-digit grid reference. A 6-digit grid reference can find our location within 100 square metres, which is much more accurate. So let's look at how we're going to find that. If I had a 6-digit grid reference, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is how I would find it. I would begin the process the same as finding a 4-digit grid reference, focusing on the first 2 numbers and the 4th and 5th numbers. So 1 and 2 and 4 and 5. So I would, same as before, go up, 1 and 2, go across to 1 and 2, and then go up to 4 and 5. When I've found that grid square then, what we're going to do is we've got our grid square here. We're now going to imagine that we've divided it with its own northing and eastings up to 10. So 1 to 10 across this way and 1 to 10 up this way. We are then going to take the remaining numbers of our 6-digit grid reference, so 3 and 6, and do the exact same thing we would do with our regular grid reference. So we're going to go across 3 equal spaces and then up 6 equal spaces, and that in that grid reference will be the point of our 6-digit grid reference. Now class, go ahead and try and do that yourselves.
Not quite, mate. Give it another go.
Well done class, you now know how to find 4 and 6-figure grid references. Remember that there are some tools that can help us divide the grid squares when finding a 6-digit grid reference easier, for instance the to scale measurements on most compasses. Now that you've got this knowledge, it's time to hit the road.
I've been around this white brown land, seen a thing or two, from the great outback on the beaten track.